in circular tracks, the relative speed concept is used. Alright. For example, A and B are standing at a point. This point is a point on a circle, on the circumference of a circle, say a circular park or something, and B are both standing here. The length of the park, the circumference, is 1500 meters. This is the track, right? There is a garden and there is a path bordering the garden. So this is a circular garden track. A and B are standing at the same point. They plan to run across the path, which means in a circular way. That is what their plan is. Their respective speeds are 10 meter per second and 20 meter per second. Let's understand this conceptually in detail. Okay. Now, A and B, if they start running in the same direction, alright, it's a choice they have. There are two directions whenever you stand in a circle. You can go this side or that side. Say both of them decide to run in the same direction, say anti-clockwise. Then obviously B being the faster guy will shoot away. He will run fast before A realizes B is far ahead of A, because he runs 20 meters every second. I think at this speed he will not only become world champion, he will make a record which no one will be able to break ever in. So let's reduce the speed a little. Let's make it 12 meters per second. Still is the fastest man on the earth, B. I don't know his identity, but I know that he is the fastest man on the earth. So 10 meters per second or 12 meters per second. Alright, okay. Now, and sorry, I'm really sorry about this. Let's make it 1100 meters. Alright. So now, B will run faster than A. He will go away when both of them start running. But just think of it. After every second, A will run 10 meters, B will run 12 meters. So B will gain 2 meters over A every second. Okay. B will gain 2 meters over A every second. Which means after 2 seconds, he will be 4 meters ahead. After 3 seconds, he will be 6 meters ahead. And so on. Right. Now, obviously if they are running in circle, they will keep coming across each other. They are not running on divergent paths or not even on a straight line, so that they never meet. They have to run the circular path, so they will keep meeting each other. So when will B run the whole circle and again meet A from behind this time? There are two ways to look at it. The first way, the one which I was discussing, is that every second B gains 2 meters over A, right? Now think of it like this. Say A and B are standing like this, right? One after another on the same point. So A stands ahead of B. Now say B has to catch A, but he cannot turn around. He cannot turn around and catch A. Alright? Therefore, he can only catch A if he goes all the way across the circle and catch A from behind. Which means, what is the distance that B needs to cover to catch A? 1100 meters. Right? 1100 meters B has to run to catch A. And also both A and B are running. Remember what did we discuss in relative speed? If both of them are running in the same direction, we take the difference of the speed. So if you look at it like this, that B has to catch A, he has to go all the way like this to catch A, right? So he has to cover 1100 meters, that is the distance between A and B. But the relative speed is 12 minus 10, 2 meters per second. So same direction, first meeting, the answer should be 1100 by 12 minus 2, 12 minus 10. Okay. It should be equal to 550 seconds. Right? You all understand this? Okay. Now say opposite direction. What happens if they go in opposite direction? First meeting. If they go in opposite direction, right, then obviously, as we have understood, it's again a relative speed concept. You can almost think of it, break this loop. So it's a straight line and both of them are coming towards each other. Right? Same relative speed concept comes. If you break this line, make it a straight line, A and B are at two ends of that line, they are running towards each other. So the distance between them is 1500 and the 1100, and the relative speed will be the sum of the speed, right? So this will give us 50 seconds. So if they move in opposite direction, they will meet each other in 50 seconds. Now one thing you have to understand is that if say in the same direction, the first meeting takes place after 550 seconds, the second meeting will take place after 1100, 550 to 2. The third meeting will take place after 550 into 3, 1650 seconds. The fourth meeting will take place after 550 into 4, 2200 seconds. And it goes on like this. So the meetings will take place in multiples of 550 seconds. Similarly here, when they go in opposite direction, the first meeting takes place at 50 seconds. Second meeting, 100 seconds. Third meeting, 150 seconds. Fourth meeting, 200 seconds. And so on. So it will move in multiples of 50 seconds. Right? You understand this? Okay. Now, the next question is, when will they meet at the starting point? When will they meet at the starting point? Now when we are doing questions about starting point, first time at the starting point, then the direction does not matter. Okay. What we have to identify is that when does B come to the starting point? At what intervals? Then we will identify at what interval of time does A come to the starting point. Okay, for example, B will complete one whole circle. Say B will complete one whole circle in this much time, 1100 by 12. A will complete one whole circle in how much time? 1100 by 10. Okay, one whole circle. Now B will keep coming to the starting point in multiples of this. 1100 by 12, 1100 by 12 into 2, 1100 by 12 into 3 and so on. A will keep coming at the starting point in multiples of this. 1100 by 10, 1100 by 10 into 2, 1100 by 10 into 3 and so on. So when will both of them will be at the starting point? A common number in the series. How do you find common number when there are arithmetic series, same geometric series and all? You find common number by finding the LCM. So what do we need to do here? 1100 by 12, 1100 by 10. We need to find the LCM of these two. Okay. How do I find LCM of two fraction? LCM of numerator, HCF of denominator. So LCM of numerator is 1100, HCF of denominator 12 and 10 is 2. So the answer is 550. When will both of them come at the starting point? After 550 seconds. I repeat, how do we go about questions like this? When we are talking about starting point, direction does not matter. Same direction, opposite direction, all is immaterial. So how do we answer questions like this? You have to find how much time will A take to come to the starting point. How much time B will take to come to the starting point. Then you find LCM of those two numbers and you get your answer. If the numbers are in a fraction, this is something you have done in numbers class. How do you find LCM of two fractions? LCM of numerator, HCF of denominator, and then you have your answer. Right? We understand this? Okay. Now one last thing that we need to do in circle is, we can identify the number of meeting points of A and B, point number 1. And we can also identify where will those meeting points be, okay, if I know the ratio of their speed. Always remember you have to take the ratio in the simplest number form. So the speeds given are 10 and 12, so the ratio will be 5:6. Okay, right, we understand this. Now, if they are going in the same direction, then the number of meeting points will be 6 minus 5, one meeting point. Okay, I repeat, how do I find the number of meeting points? Different meeting points, because that will not change. It's not like every time they run, they will have a new meeting point. No, that's not going to be the case. The meeting points are fixed. So if they run even for long hours, each of them do hundreds of rounds of that circle, they'll meet multiple times, but the meeting points are fixed. They meet at the same meeting points time and again. So how do I identify how many meeting points are there? The way to go about it is take the ratio of their speed in the simplest form, which in this case is 5:6. If they go in the same direction, then 6 minus 5, which is 1. So same direction, there will be only one meeting point. Every time A and B meet, they will meet at one meeting point. Now, amongst the number of meeting points, starting point will always be a meeting point. If A and B meet at only one point, it has to be the starting point. Right? So they are meeting at one point, that meeting point is the starting point. Okay. Now second, if they go in opposite direction, then what happens? If they go in opposite direction, then the number of meeting points will be 5 plus 6, 11. Then I add the two numbers. Number of meeting points will be 5 plus 6, 11. Okay. And another thing that you have to keep in mind is the meeting points will be evenly distributed. So 11 points will be evenly distributed across the whole circle. Okay. So how do we go about it? It will maybe be something like this. Say, first meeting point, second meeting point, third meeting point, and it will go on like this. Okay. So the 11 meeting points will be equally distributed across the circle. Right? I hope we understand this properly. Alright. For example, say in a circle, A and B, they go in opposite direction. Their respective speeds are 3 meter per second and 2 meter per second. Alright, so how many meeting points will be there? 3 plus 2, 5. One of them has to be the starting point, and the 5 meeting points will be evenly distributed. So if I take this as 0% and 100%, then one meeting point 20%, another meeting point 40%, one more meeting point 60%. Fourth meeting point 80%, and obviously the fifth meeting point or the first meeting point is this, which is 0% or 100%. So these will be the 5 meeting points. You can also look at it like this: A has a speed of 3 meter per second, B has a speed of 2 meter per second, which means the movement is 3 and 2. So just think of it: A goes 3 from this point, in this direction, 1, 2, 3. So A will be here. If I take 3 like this, where will B move? 1, 2. So they will be here. And it goes on like this. Alright? Okay? So this is basically what we will do in circular. Thank you.